Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Ask ServiceMonster show, where you've got questions about your service business and we've got your answers. Today, we talk about reviews, how to get them, how to deal with bad ones, and what review platform should you be focusing on. And as you can see, we are in the new corner of the new space where I put all the creative and engineering team. It's been a while. Eric got the shelves up last week. It hasn't been a huge priority in the company, obviously, but we're happy that we've landed here now, and Justin and I are going to kind of be playing with set features and, how this whole thing looks. So bear with us during construction. Vendors, special message to you guys. See the shelves behind me? Send me swag. I will put it on it, especially marketplace vendors. For you guys that are already in the marketplace, seriously, you should be putting something up there that has your brand or some recognition for what you guys do. So feel free to send that our way. Megan will post the address in the show notes. Send it attention. Ask ServiceMonster. All right, so our question today comes from Paula. She wants to know how to get reviews, how to get more reviews, how to get positive reviews, how to deal with the bad reviews. And so we're going to go over that today. And there's a handful of different things that you can kind of think about as you go through this process. There's a handful of targeting platforms or review platforms that you can use for your business, and we'll go over those. The biggest one, obviously, is Google Places. When you do a search on anything related to the services that you provide in your geographic area, you should come up. Your Google business place should come up. And if there's active reviews on it, you'll get listed higher. And it's a very appealing and very satisfying for a potential client to see that you have a decent number of reviews and that your overall score is high. I've got clients who like their whole business model is on the fact that they've got 500 reviews or 700 reviews, and that just keeps the leads coming in. They don't worry about SEO. They don't worry about Facebook advertising. Just that one thing alone, being relentless on your review strategy, it's key to making sure that you're getting those populated, but also bringing in new leads. So Google Places is a good place to start. Google doesn't make it easy to create a link. So if you want to send an email that has a link to, "Here, client, go review us," you actually have to do it through a tool. So Megan's going to post a link to a tool that I found that will allow you to then just basically put in your Google listing and then bring that link up that you can send to your clients. Facebook. Obviously, street cred on Facebook is really important if you're running Facebook campaigns, if your page has some decent activity, if you're creating value content. To offset that with a strong review game is critical. So asking your clients on Facebook and running review campaigns is a good way to get those reviews and flush those out. We'll go over a couple different strategies here, but I want to make you aware of the overall platform. Yelp. You guys know how I feel about Angie's List and Home Advisor and Yelp and that whole lead generation stuff if you've been watching for more than 5 minutes. But it's got to be said, Yelp is getting eyeballs when it comes to reviews. Now, service providers, debatable. Certain areas, I've seen it pretty prominent. The key, though, is paying attention. Where are leads coming from? Where are they looking for reviews? Where are your competitors hanging out? So there's a handful, there's a ginormous amount of review sites, but what are they really using? Yahoo is still a thing, believe it or not. City Search, that could be something that you might want to look at as well. Insider Pages is another one that, who knows, in your area, maybe that's popping. So take a look at those. The idea here, though, especially for the big three, right? Facebook, Google, and Yelp. Where is the market soft? Go take a look and see where your competition's not, and then hit that hard. Google search has got to be probably one of the top priorities. And then I'm going to throw Facebook right in there too. So all of them are important. So how do you get them? Obviously, ask. That's the number one way to get reviews. But how do you do that consistently? How do you create a automated strategy to make sure that it's happening with every job? You're asking for those reviews in a way that makes it really simple. The first thing I would do before you do anything is ensure the quality of service. At the end of the job, when you're collecting the payment, ask them, "Mrs. Jones, were you ecstatic with your service today?" If the answer was no, then you might have an issue, right? Maybe we don't send them a review request, or we try everything we can to make it right. And as a result of doing that, they're even more ecstatic. I've seen that happen over and over again. A disgruntled client turns around to be one of your best customers forever. Making sure the level of service is good before the ask is probably a good idea. And then how can you ask? Well, you can use automated texting campaigns and sending them to a link. You can create an email campaign a day or so after the job, again, sending them a link. One of the things that we've talked about a number of times is this thought that you can send a link where, let's say it's 5 stars, and stars 1, 2, and 3 actually point to an internal site so that they can gripe and then have it just stay between you and them. And stars 4 and 5 click off to Google or Facebook asking for that review. So there's some tricks that you can use there to make sure that you're getting the best reviews to the right places and are able to address those users' concerns. We did a video on it. Go look for that if you're interested in that. Personal emails. Sending off one-on-one, hey, Bill, loved your house, man. Very cool stuff. And, be personal, like send them an individual email. It is surprising how often this works in both the sales game and following up with your clients. Being authentic and one-on-one has a massive ability to scale, believe it or not. So asking them personally certainly increases the likelihood that they're going to go do that review you're asking for. Social media campaigns. You can run whole social media campaigns just asking for your review on Facebook. Right? Makes sense, especially if you're really looking to drive those numbers up and get a baseline. On your website, have a link. Hey, review us here. Now, do you have that on your website already with the proper links to either Yelp, Google, or Facebook? Something to consider. Post-service handouts. So after the job, are you handing them anything? A business card, a flyer, some aftercare? Put the review information on there as well. Put on your business card, hey, make sure you review us on or check us out on Google or Yelp or Facebook reviews. And then one that has a lot of success is a client loyalty program. So this gets real complicated. I'm not going to do I'll probably end up doing a whole show. This won't be it on client loyalty programs, but things where frequent flyers get, reduced overall invoices and, you get points depending on your behavior or if you know things about newsletters that are sent out. It can get pretty crazy. You can get pretty in depth, but people love games, and gamatizing things for both your employees and your clients creates an environment of kind of fun. You get that little dopamine response, gets people hooked. I've seen it work well, but we'll probably chat about it in another show. Look, no matter what you do, make it easy on the end user, right? One button, they go to where they need to go, they go bippity boppity boo, and they're out. Making it super easy is important. If you make them jump through too many hoops to go through a review process, they're likely to bail on the whole thing and just forget the thing ever existed. So make it easy. Okay, handling bad reviews. So every once in a while, somebody's not going to be happy. Or it's just going to be completely false. Like a competitor will jump on or somebody will mistake you for another business. All kinds of weird things happen. And you can kind of go to the authority and say, yo, this review isn't right. But the number of times I've seen them taking it off is really low. And as a business owner, it hurts. Like, physically hurts, and you want to go either make amends or yell at them or say that's not the way the story went. Be cautious. This is an excellent opportunity to display grace. This is a great virtue that will prove to people who see you dealing with an irrational situation that you can hold your own. And that is a moment of authenticity where people tend to believe what they see. And so if you're handling the situation well, they're going to think that you're a fairly stand-up and a proud business owner, which is what you want to convey. So don't get in a fight with people. Don't be negative. Don't react to their negativity. Address their concerns head on. Don't let anybody get away with anything. Make sure you leave a note, but don't get in a troll war. Okay, you can set all this up through automation too, right? If you're on ServiceMonster, we have job notification tools now with 6.1.2 we released a few days ago. And this will allow you to put links to your review sites, maybe directly after the job or an hour after the job, and then sending an email later. So there's all kinds of fun ways to approach that. We also have marketplace vendors that do a lot of this stuff for you or decide the preferred review platform from the end user. So sending them an email, allowing them to click essentially to a website that reads through cookies and cache and redirects to Google or Facebook or Yelp. You can check out a couple marketplace vendors we have that do some of this automated service for you, like Survey Local and Customer Lobby. Wrapping up, guys, reviews, they're easy to get. You just have to ask often. Create a whole system around it. Let it do its thing, and you'll cultivate those reviews over time. Make it super easy for the client to say, sure, I will review you, making that one click and then typing in their information, either to a site you control for a poor review or to one of the public sites for a good one. And handle negativity with grace. Until next time, guys, subscribe to our YouTube channel, go check out the demo, give us a call.